Hey everyone, this video is to show you how I go about evening my strings across the bridge when I'm tuning. Sometimes when you tune on one side of the bridge, you get to the other side and it's not in tune. And there are a few ways that you can deal with that. One of the ways is you can kind of grab your strings and pick them up off the Delrin, loosen them up, even it across the bridge, because they'll get dug down into that Delrin. With this particular instrument, you can see that there are 3 strings for every note, which makes it a little bit harder to get it in tune across the bridge because oftentimes I find that I'll push a little bit on one side or the other in order to even out that pressure. But when there are 3 strings for each note, it can be kind of difficult to push like on the middle string or even on the top string. It gets difficult to push on one string without pushing on the others. So here's what I do. I haven't checked this note yet, so we'll see how it is. It's all the way at the top of my instrument, and these ones are always a little bit trickier to tune, I find. So it's a little sharp. And that's also sharp. So let's bring that down. I'm using my tuning wrench on the peg over on this side. Looks pretty good. So now that side is still sharp. Sometimes I'll just push. I'll get it like underneath my fingernails and I'll push down. And it really works. This technique works better when you have, see now it went flat. I pushed too hard. It's sharp, and I'm just pushing on that string, trying to get it back to. Okay, this is going to require. Do you see what's happening? So I pushed really hard on this side went flat, and that side went a little bit sharp. So that looks good. It's pretty close. I'm going to leave it for now and move on to the next string so this video is not 20 minutes long. Okay. So now this middle string is, I'm not going to be able to push down on it like I did with my fingers before because it's in the middle. And you might find, depending on your string spacing or whatever, even if it's on the bottom string, it might be difficult to push down. So here's what I do. I use a hammer. This happens to be a pretty nice one, but I have a junky hammer that I actually usually use for this. And I take the leather side of the hammer and I use it. It's easier on something that's not this top string, but I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. I use the leather side, I put it right on that string, and I use that to push the string down. So I'm not pushing either of the strings around it, I'm just pushing that middle one. Didn't really work. So I didn't push very hard, I was just testing the waters. I'm going to push a little bit harder. I could actually feel the pressure change on the other side here. Perfect. But this will probably be sharp. Yeah. So, got my tuning wrench over on this side. If that felt too much. It's a tiny bit sharp, so I'm just going to push a little bit. You want to use your ear. I'm not fine tuning right now, I just want to get it in tune. So I'm using my ear. It's a little bit sharp, that string I just tuned. but it's pretty darn close, so I'm not going to sit here and sweat over it. Moving on to the next string. This might work out. Yeah. So I brought this one a little flat. This one's just a little sharp. So I'm going to use the hammer once again. I could technically use my thumb, but I find it's easier on this top string to just use that hammer the same way I did on the middle string. A little too much. Yep, definitely too much. Cross over and... So I just kind of, okay, maybe I am fine-tuning a little bit, but not with a tuner like this. So anyways, yeah, that's what I do. I use the side of the hammer, the leather side, so that it doesn't slip. If you use the wood side, it's going to scratch on the strings. So use that leather side, and it allows you to be a little bit more specific with how much pressure you use. I don't know if you noticed, but the two strings that I tuned using this method went a lot faster than the ones that I tuned using my fingers. I don't know why that is. It seems to work for me. So if you are having a hard time tuning across the bridge, you're hurting your fingers pushing on the strings or trying to lift them up, this is something that I have found works on this particular instrument. So maybe it'll work for you. Thanks.